News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Nathan Hager.
And I'm Karen Moskow.
Karen, we begin with the latest developments from the Middle East. Iran and Israel have agreed to stop fighting after a flare-up of missile attacks over the weekend. And now President Trump says peace talks are back on track.
We have ongoing negotiations in Iran and with Iran. That hasn't stopped. And we could have at least an idea by 1 or 2 days from now.
President Trump spoke with reporters in New York. We get more from Bloomberg's Zabir Abu Omar in Dubai.
He said that we could see a deal within a day or two. He said that Prime Minister Netanyahu in Israel had the right to retaliate against Iran's attacks. But what we've seen unfold over yesterday was some escalation. I mean, I would say the most serious escalation since the ceasefire was reached in the beginning of April, especially that Israel had hit Iran, some plants there, a petrochemical plant where Iranian officials had to evacuate personnel. It had some cities in central Tehran and also western Tehran, leading Iran to also hit northern parts of Israel.
And Bloomberg's Zabir Abu Omar reports both Israel and Iran have threatened to attack again if either side resumes strikes. Meantime, a U.S. Army Apache helicopter went down near the Strait of Hormuz overnight, though it's not clear if it was shot down or suffered mechanical problems. President Trump says the pilots are fine, and a report will be released on the crash later today.
Well, Nathan, former Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin is weighing in on the war with Iran. The Pentagon chief under former President Joe Biden says restoring freedom of navigation through the Strait of Hormuz is key.
Well, certainly the United States Navy could open the Strait of Hormuz, and holding it open for a long period of time would be pretty costly. And so we'd like to see an international effort if that's the case. If we get it open, we want to get allies and partners involved in that.
Former Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin spoke with Bloomberg at the HSBC Gulf Cooperation Council Exchanges Conference in London. And catch the full conversation on our new video hub on the Bloomberg Business app.
Well, Karen, now we want to get you caught up on politics because after nearly a week of vote counting, the primary results appear set in the race for California governor. With 83% of ballots counted, Decision Desk HQ is projecting Republican Steve Hilton will advance to face Democrat Javier Becerra in the November general election. Right now, Becerra leads with 27.7% of the vote. Hilton's in second with 25.1%, and Democrat Tom Steyer's trailing in third with 22.4%. Mail-in ballots are allowed to arrive up to a week after Election Day in California. That's led President Trump to repeat claims the election is rigged.
They voted 5 days ago, and nobody has any idea where the votes are, what's going to happen. And we don't want that. We're not going to allow that to happen to our nation.
That was President Trump at a telephone rally in Kentucky last night. Many of the late arriving ballots have favored Tom Steyer, but he is ultimately projected to fall short of overtaking Steve Hilton.
Nathan, primary elections continue today with voters heading to the polls in Maine, Nevada, North Dakota, and South Carolina. And Bloomberg's Amy Morris reports Democrats may be taking a big risk in Maine.
Graham Plattner is the leading contender for the Democratic nomination to challenge incumbent Republican Susan Collins, but a string of revelations about his behavior may tank his chances. The race is vital to any chance of Democrats winning back the Senate. Nevada's governor faces 6 Republican challengers in a state primary, while 6 Democrats will compete for the nomination to reclaim the seat in November. North Dakota's only U.S. House member is facing a primary challenge, and South Carolina voters will choose nominees for governor, one of whom, Lieutenant Governor Pamela Evette, has President Trump's endorsement. In Washington, Amy Morris, Bloomberg Radio.
Amy, thanks. Let's turn our attention now to the NBA Finals, where the San Antonio Spurs have made it a series. They beat the Knicks in New York to take Game 3. And Bloomberg's John Stashower joins us with the recap. John.
Nathan, it was the Knicks' first home game in 2.5 weeks, and it turned out to be their first loss in 46 days. They had won 13 games in a row, but the Spurs in the final half-minute led by 3 and had the ball.
Had a 9-second difference, shot clock and game clock. Towns holding on to Wemby. Fox gets into the paint, puts up jumper, got it! De'Aaron Fox with a clutch bucket right there. And it's back to a 5-point game. Timeout with 12.2 remaining.
ABC at the call. San Antonio won 115-111. Victor Wembanyama scored 32 points. So did Jalen Brunson in defeat. The series now 2-1 Knicks with a big Game 4 tomorrow at the Gardens. John Stashower, Bloomberg Radio.
Thanks, John. And that's news when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Karen Moskow.
I'm Nathan Hager, and this is Bloomberg.